What's good, everybody? We have some hidden bums in the UFC, and in this video, we're gonna expose them as the most overrated fighters in the UFC currently, alright? We're gonna go from super overrated, overrated, slightly overrated, properly rated, slightly underrated, and underrated, alright? These are gonna be our tiers, and let's get right into it with the first fighter. You know, with my whole soul, I want to put this man underrated. I think Alex Pereira is properly rated. A lot of people say he has glazers, but this man, last 10 fights, has beat like 5 or 6 former champions. I don't know if I'm counting that right. He beats everyone he fights except Magomed Ankalaev the first time. You know, everyone he's lost to in the UFC, he's either beat before or beat after. Like, he lost to Izzy in the rematch, but he beat him before. And he beat him in kickboxing, alright? Let's not forget that. And then he's lost to Ankalaev, but he actually beat Ankalaev in the rematch. So that was cinema. I think Alex Pereira is properly rated as one of the best fighters in the UFC. One of the biggest stars in the UFC. Man, whenever I can glaze this man, I'll glaze this man, alright? Next, Alexander Volkanovski. Now, I have to say, coming up against this fight against Movsar Evloev, he might be a little overrated. I know this is a crazy take. I have a video on the channel breaking down this fight, Movsar versus Volk. But I think in general, he is properly rated. I can't lie. People say Volk is the GOAT. He is the featherweight GOAT. I fucking love this man. Alright, let's not get it twisted. He's the featherweight GOAT. He's for sure the best featherweight that's ever fought, you know? Because you can be the featherweight GOAT and, like, you know, he had the best prime at featherweight as well. You could say, like, prime featherweight McGregor. Bro, this guy beat Max Holloway 3 times. Beat Jose Aldo. Brian Ortega. Yair Rodriguez. Diego Lopez twice. Gave Ilia Topuria his most competitive fight. Great. Just a great fighter. Gave fucking Islam Makhachev a competitive fight. Forgot about that. Just amazing, you know? And all of his losses are low-key excusable. Apart from Ilya, the loss to Islam is like, you know, fluky little head kick. Very excusable, alright? Let's get on to the next fighter, Joe Pyfer. Body bags Joe Pyfer is overrated. This win over Adesanya pisses me off so bad because these narratives are going to continue. I know people don't really talk about Joe Pyfer like, oh man, this guy's so, like, you don't hear Joe Pyfer discourse on the regular, but he is overrated. People going into that Adesanya fight, he was a slight underdog when he should have been a bigger underdog. I know he won, bro. Okay, I know he won by knockout, but this was Izzy just throwing away the game plan. If Izzy hadn't thrown away the game plan, kept going on points, he would have won by decision. Izzy's not my favorite fighter, bro. I swear, I'm just telling you what I see. And I'm not coping. Alright? Next, RDR. Now, my boy. This is really tragic, but RDR at this point is slightly overrated. When he was, you know, on that run, when he first came into the UFC, when he beat, who did he beat? He beat Whitaker. He beat, he submitted GM3. He submitted, what's his name? The guy that fights, the guy that pisses me off all the time, fights at welterweight and middleweight. Kevin something. Yeah. He came into the UFC, was submitting a bunch of guys, looked great, was a double champion and won. I think at that point he was overrated because I think I recognized that he wasn't as good as he was. In that Whitaker fight, we saw some flashes of him, you know, of his existence. And then that Brendan Allen loss, oh my god, bro. Literally couldn't get up from the stool. You're a professional fighter. Brendan Allen wasn't even beating your ass that bad, alright? No excuse. He's definitely slightly overrated now. I'm glad he's moving up to light heavyweight. Maybe the weight cut will make it better for him, but just, yeah, a little overrated, alright? Alexandre Pantoja. This man is underrated. Alright, I'm going to say slightly underrated because a lot of people do recognize that he lost by fluke, of course, to Joshua Van. But still, I feel like he's just kind of gone out of the public's eye. And people forget how good he is. Everyone's talking about Tyra, Manel Cap, Kyoji Horiguchi coming up, Loner Kavanaugh, all these guys, and they're forgetting Pantoja. I believe Pantoja by the end of 2026 will be champ. And if not, by the beginning of 2027, he will get that belt back from Van, from whoever he needs to get it from, but he will get that belt back. Ante Elijah, this fucking blob, overrated. Like, I don't know how, I think everyone knows he's a fat fucking blob, so I don't know how overrated you can be. But this guy was coming in, known as a prospect, fucking loses to Waldo Cortez Acosta after eye poking him, alright? He did, I think he recently won against Spivak, could it be? I don't even know. But yeah, overrated, man. He came in, people were talking crazy about him. Yeah, man. Overrated. Ilia Topuria, the GOAT. My Spanish Georgian GOAT. He's definitely properly rated. He's on that same tier as Alex Pereira, Volkanovski. I don't think he'd ever be underrated. Maybe the Russian, the Dagestani fans, when they talk about the matchup of him versus Islam, they underrate him. Just to, like, probably out of fear. No, but Ilia Topuria is properly rated. This guy came in, beat a bunch of guys on the come up. Jai Herbert beat fucking Bryce Mitchell. Josh Emmett. Volk knockout. Fucking Max Holloway knockout 3rd round. Charles Oliveira, and now he's gonna knock out Gaethje too. It's crazy. This shit's crazy, alright? Ilia Topuria properly rated, one of the best fighters in the sport. One of the best fighters of all time at this point. Alright? Fluffy Hernandez. Slightly overrated. It's a very similar issue as to RDR. These guys are weak in areas where they shouldn't be weak. Why are you getting finished by Sean Strickland to the body? Alright? Losing to Sean Strickland is not is not a big deal. A lot of people lose to Sean Strickland. He has a really weird style for most people. But getting finished by him is another thing. Let's be honest. Getting finished via body shot is just another level. It's not as bad as RDR's just not getting up from the stool. But man, man, oh man, get up, bro. Don't let this man finish you to the body with a fucking knee, alright? Next, Justin Gaethje. All time, I gotta say Justin Gaethje's overrated. Justin Gaethje has never been that good. I know he beat Tony Ferguson when he was on that crazy run. But Tony Ferguson at that point had done 2 weight cuts back to back just to prove a point because he's fucking schizophrenic. And that win, it is impressive that he was able to go 5 rounds. Actually less because he finished them. He had some good wins. He knocked out Dustin Poirier, but he also lost to Dustin Poirier. Got choked out by Khabib, choked out by Oliveira. His losses are okay, And that win over Paddy Pimblett is not the most impressive thing in the world just because Paddy was never that good. All right, we're going to talk about him in a second. But yeah, man, Justin Gaethje, overrated at this point in his career. And in general, he's very entertaining. He's very flashy, very fun to watch, but he's not really as good as people make him out to be, alright? Next, Islam Makhachev. Again, properly rated. These are the 4 fucking horsemen of doom and despair. Actually, there's going to be 5. We're going to talk about them in a second. These guys are fucking great. They're great. Everyone says they're great. Great striking. Great grappling except for Pereira. And no one's going to tell you, hey, this guy's underrated. Islam Makhachev is underrated. Are you sick in the head? Alright? They're going to say overrated, but it's not true. He's not overrated. These guys are as good as everyone says they are, right? Armen Sarukian. Now, as of late, maybe before, he would have been underrated because, the fan base didn't really know about him. But now I'm going to have to put him in the slightly underrated tier. I think this guy's a way harder fight for Islam if he was still at 155 than people give him credit for. Their first fight, Armen versus Islam, that was a really tough matchup. Outside of the first Volk fight, that was probably the hardest fight of Islam's career. So yeah, man, I think Armen Sarukian at this point is only slightly underrated just because people are seeing him more now. But all the fights he has, he makes it look easy. He lost that weird robbery decision to Gamrot, alright? And he lost to Islam in his debut. Okay, bro. But every other fight he's had, Joel Alvarez, great prospect, finishes him. Dan Hooker, not very hard guy to finishes him. That's tough, bro. He's good. He's a little underrated, alright? Arnold Allen, underrated. My GOAT. Arnold Allen, just because of the hand injuries, just because of the inactivity, he just lost to John Silva, which is not a bad loss at all. This guy's underrated. He gave Max Holloway one of Max's hardest fights. Out of the fights that Max won, that was probably the closest fight ever. For my money, alright? This guy's great. He beat Dan Hooker when he moved down from lightweight. He has great wins at featherweight. I just wish he was more active. If we see him more interviews, more media, people would start tuning into this guy's highlights. They see this elite highlight tape, alright? Next, Asu Amabayev. Underrated. Yeah. You know how I be glazing these Kazakhstanis, alright? I love Asu. I love everything he stands for. I love that he's Kazakhstani. That's my boy. He's underrated. You guys, tap into Asu if you haven't. That standing guillotine he got in his last fight was fucking nasty. Not standing. Well, he pulled guard on the feet. But that guillotine was so tight and right away. Bah, cinema. Azamat Mirzakhanov. This guy is underrated as well. He's a force in the light heavyweight division, bro. He's a short fucking stocky man at 205. Knocking everyone out. I picked this guy against Rakic. I picked this guy against... Who else did he fight? Did he fight Johnny Walker? I've picked this guy in all of the fights he's had by knockout, and I've gotten it right every time. I don't know why these odds makers are playing with Azamat, bro. This guy's the professional, alright? Yes, he's unk. Yes, he's old. But, he's great, bro. Bilal Muhammad, I have to put him in slightly underrated. Like at this point, everyone, or even in his title reign, everyone was hating on Bilal so much that he's become underrated. His losses, all right, let's hear these losses. He lost to JDM, and he lost to someone early in his career. Man, I forgot. He got knocked out early in his career. But this guy's losses, like, bro, losing to JDM is not a bad thing. Oh, and Ian Gary. These are two great prospects in the division. They're way younger than him. I think Bilal's 37 or 36 now. Not in his prime anymore. He's underrated. He has really great wrestling. Not that good striking, but he was able to last 5 rounds, not get knocked out by JDM. So, for my money, that's not that bad at all, right? Benoit Saint-Denis. Yes, at this point, Benoit is slightly underrated. I used to hate on this man, you know, Spanish versus French. We always have that rivalry going on. Basically, Europe versus France. Honestly, that's how it is. But we all used to hate on the French fighter, Cyril Gane, Benoit Saint-Denis, fucking, what's that guy's name? The last pirate, the black guy with dreads. All right, Benoit Saint-Denis is underrated at this point. I can't deny it anymore. This guy's actually good at the sport. He's actually good at fighting MMA, bro. That's crazy. All right. Next, Brian Ortega, overrated. Overrated or super? No one really overrates this guy too much anymore. I have to put him slightly overrated just because some people still think he can get a win in general. Bro, moving up to lightweight is not going to save your ass. You're going to lose every fight you have in the UFC unless you get a fluke submission. And that's it, alright? Caio Borralho, our first entry into super overrated. This guy is not good, bro. I don't care that he got a win over RDR. He's well-rounded, but he doesn't excel in any category at all. Bro, at all. This guy does not excel. Like, what do you want me to say? He's not that good. And people are like, yo, watch out for Caio Borralho, you know. Before he lost to Imavov, this was way worse. But still, this guy is super overrated, all right? Petr Yan, my goat. I'm going to make a video at some point talking about how this guy's losses are actually super excusable. The losses Petr Yan has in the UFC, apart from the first Merab fight, bro, no, even though... Yeah, the first Merab fight is excusable too because he had his fucking hand injured. Man, this guy, he's genuinely underrated. I know he's champ, so it's kind of crazy to put him underrated. But Petr Yan is underrated, man. Because he's like, oh, he's lost a bunch of times. Maybe, you know, he's lost to O'Malley. I think he won that fight personally. Give me that man by fucking decision in an O'Malley rematch. Easily. 9 out of 10 times, alright? Bobby Nux. This is a tough placement. Because all time, Bobby Nux is overrated. I don't think Bobby Nux has ever been that good. He really benefited from a weaker middleweight division coming up, the same as Adesanya. But now at this point, if he moves it to 205, I think he beats Jamal Hill. I think he beats Jan Blachowicz. And then anyone below, like the top, you know, in the top, between top 15 and top 10, I think he beats all those guys. So I think at this point, he's slightly underrated. Because of his move to 205, alright? Not in his whole career in general. Because of the move to 205, he's underrated. Tom Aspinall, underrated. And this is pissing me off. Because this guy was so good. Everyone was glazing this man, as they should. Because he's great. The fucking best heavyweight in the world, by far. And now, all of a sudden, he gets fucking eye poked. Which is not his fault. And now he's underrated. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, let's look the fuck in. This guy's the best heavyweight, by far. Like, there's actually no debate. Underrated, alright? Mauricio Rufy. You're overrated, brother. You have beautiful, beautiful striking. Beautiful. Conor McGregor-esque striking. But you got no grappling. I haven't seen nothing good for you in that department. And you're not going to get far in the lightweight division with no grappling. You got some killers in there, alright? So for that, I'm going to have to put Mauricio Rufy in the overrated tier. I love how he fights. You know, don't get me wrong. Love that guy. Overrated, alright? Umar Nurmagomedov. This guy is underrated. I know. It's a Nurmagomedov. How could he be underrated? Bro. Genuinely, one of the fastest strikers in the bantamweight division. He's a great striker. No one ever talks about him and Usman, the guy fighting at Bellator. They're the best strikers of this family by far. Alright? And he has great striking, great wrestling, obviously. Underrated. Like, he lost to Merab, but that's it. Apart from losing to Merab, like, what else, bro? Him against Petr Yan, give me Umar. Deadass. Umar versus O'Malley, give me Umar. And I'm not a glazer, bro. I swear to God I don't glaze Dagestanis, but give me Umar every day of the week. O'Malley, overrated. Overrated. Again, if I put Mauricio Rufy in the overrated tier, I gotta put O'Malley in the super overrated. We've heard so much. Yeah, this guy has good submissions. He submitted fucking, was it Takanori Gomi? I don't give a fuck. You don't do nothing in the UFC, bro. You get down on ground, throw bullshit ass submissions, get submitted by Merab. Oh my god. Getting taken down by Purion, Merab, fucking, who else is he getting taken down by? Chito Vera? I mean, he got injured, but man, oh man. Like, the only reason he beat Aljamain Sterling, like, okay, it's like saying, all right, yeah, he landed, he only won the fight because he knocked the other guy out, but if he hadn't landed that right hand, he would have been in for a world of pain against Aljamain Sterling, for sure, all right? Next, Sean Strickland. Now, this is a weird spot for Sean Strickland. It's a similar situation to Robert Whittaker, because his whole career, he's been underrated, all right? He was always an underrated fighter, but now at this point, is he overrated going to that Chimaev fight? I think most people will say, you know, Chimaev is gonna beat Strickland. So I wouldn't say so. I think Strickland at this point in his career, especially going to the Chimaev fight, he's slightly underrated. He has a better chance against Chimaev than a lot of people think, but he's not gonna beat him. He's not gonna beat him. It's gonna be DDP's second fight, but on the floor, you know? I just can't imagine Strickland actually stuffing the takedowns well enough. But this is where we test Chimaev's cardio. We'll see how good Chimaev's cardio actually is, alright? Max Holloway. I think at this point in his career, he's only slightly overrated. I think he used to be kind of overrated because everyone, you know, he is really good. But in MMA, he hasn't really fought any wrestlers. It's actually crazy to think about that this new gen Charles Oliveira is the first time he's really fought a wrestler. Because who else? Let's use our craniums, guys. Let's think about it. Volk isn't a wrestler. He did wrestle him successfully, though. Fucking Calvin Kattar, striker. Fucking Brian Ortega, jiu-jitsu guy, not a wrestler. Arnold Allen, striker. Korean Zombie, striker. I'm just thinking back to his fights. Yeah, man, there's not really a wrestler that he's fought back in the day. So I think he used to be really overrated before he fought Charles. And now that we've seen how he is and people, you know, have adjusted their views on him, it is what it is, alright? Paddy Pimblett, super fucking overrated. I don't know if we're going to have a more overrated fighter on this tier list than Paddy Pimblett. Bro, it was pissing me off so bad when this guy was winning because it was against bums. Like, sorry, Tony Ferguson and Michael Chandler, but you guys at this point in your career, you guys are fucking kind of bummy, alright? He fought Michael Chandler on the decline, Tony Ferguson on the decline, Bobby Green. He's just not good. And people say he was overrated. Same thing with MVP. Overrated. Oh my god, the narratives on this fucking guy. Yes, he's a good striker. Yes, he's elusive. But man, he wins by like 1 point. Like, if every strike was a point, this guy would win by like 0.5 points every fight. Oh my god, it pisses me off the way this guy fights. He's good. He's not that good, alright? And honestly, a lot of the guys that he's fought haven't been the highest level competition. Sharp Bullet has never been that good, alright? He's overrated. If he was on this list, I'd put him there. Fucking Ian Gary beat him, right? Kevin, what's Kevin's last name? I keep forgetting Kevin's last name, man. But Kevin, the black guy that fights in welterweight middleweight. Not that good, alright? Next, John Silva. Now, hear me out. John Silva is slightly underrated after that loss to Diego Lopez. Maybe before he was properly rated. But after that loss to Diego Lopez, I think he's slightly underrated. This guy's the best featherweight in the world. Is it crazy to say that when Volk's still active? I think John Silva beats Volk right now, not in his prime. Beats Volk right now. Beats Lopez in a rematch 9 out of 10 times. Watch the video I made on Lopez, bro. I published a video yesterday on Lopez. This guy beats Diego Lopez, I swear to God, and is not cope, alright? He beats everyone else. Beats Arnold Allen. Beats fucking Aljamain Sterling. Everyone, bro. I think he beats everyone. Usman, overrated. Oh my god, at this point in his career, Kamaru Usman is super overrated. Again, at this point, his title reign is low-key overrated too, bro. How are you going to have 2 fights over Masvidal and 2 fights over Colby? These guys were never that good and you were fighting them twice. And you lost to Leon Edwards. Fucking hell. Yeah, man, overrated. Carlos Prates, also overrated. He's a very one-dimensional striker. Yes, he's good. But we saw in that Ian Gary fight, 4 rounds, domination on the floor. 4 rounds, low-key outstriking him. And that's what we see. Put Carlos Prates against Brady. Brady not submits him. Maybe submits him. But definitely wins by decision. Shafkat wins by decision or submits him. Like, these fight, anyone who's going to wrestle in the slightest is going to beat Carlos Prates. We haven't seen anything from him that proves otherwise, all right? Kevin Vallejos. Right now, he's a little bit overrated, all right? This guy's really good, great prospect. Love my Argentinian casuals. Shout out to you guys. But right now, people are low-key glazing him a little too much, all right? Let's chill. He's young. He's really good. He's looking like Ilya 2.0, but let's calm down, okay? Joshua Van, also slightly overrated. I know he's a champ, but again, he won via arm break. Everyone is talking about... In a rematch with Pantoja, Pantoja submits him. In that first fight, no arm break, Pantoja submits him. Tyra, tough. That's a tough matchup. But I think Tyra might win that, and I think he loses to Manel Cap. I like Joshua Van as a guy. He listens to Chief Keef, shout out to him. But man, he's just, I think, too young. And he hasn't developed his ground game enough. Because, yes, he was getting, he did good against pure wrestlers and shit. He has some good takedown defense. This and that. You can point to a couple fights. But submissions, like submission pressure, the relentless pressure of Tyra, relentless pressure of Pantoja, he's not surviving that, alright? Carlos Ulberg, super overrated. Get this fucking bum out of my light heavyweight division, alright? Yuri beats your ass. He's going to beat your ass in the fight. Pereira would have beat your ass. Jan Blachowicz should have won that fight, low-key. How are you, bro? Jan Blachowicz is like 43 years old. How are you going to a decision? Split decision with Jan Blachowicz, please. And Dominic Reyes is chinning, alright? So it's not that big of a deal, you chinning him. Next, Hamza Chimaev. Yes, the day has come, boys. He's overrated. He's always been overrated, alright? We were talking about, he doesn't have cardio, this and that. He doesn't have cardio if he fights his usual style. I know a lot of people are like, but he lasted 5 rounds against DDP. Bro, look at that 5th round. DDP took his back. What the fuck is that? DDP was getting held down, was getting, kind of mauled the whole fight, and still has energy to put him in a bad position in the 5th round, and Hamza looks gassed from doing nothing, bro. From holding DDP in crucifix for 5 rounds. You're overrated. You're gonna be Strickland, all right? This is not me saying that he's not gonna be Strickland, but it's gonna be by boring smudge decision. I can't see he has one of the best first rounds in all of the sport. He's the most dangerous when he comes out the gate, but he's not gonna do that. I don't think from now on. He's probably gonna defend the title once more. Want to move up. Fuck this guy, bro. That ass. I'm getting pissed off just talking about him. Charles Johnson. How good is Charles Johnson, bro? This guy knocked out... Nah, he's not... Bro. Should I even rank Charles Johnson? Does anyone give a fuck? Charles Johnson is... properly rated. He's low-key bummy. Everyone kind of sees him as bummy. He loses fights, which he should win, and then wins fights that he should lose. So what can I say, man? Properly rated, alright? Charles Oliveira. Charles the Bronx. Now, I underrated this man. I have to say. I underrated him going in to that fucking Max Holloway fight. I thought it was going to be an easy Max Holloway win. So for that, slightly overrated. I know this is... People just glaze Charles. This is kind of like, I would almost put Islam here because of how much people glaze Charles. And yes, Charles is good, but I can't see Charles beating Armin in a rematch. I don't see Charles ever beating Islam. Ever beating Habib. Ever beating Ilya again. I just don't see it. Okay? And it's true, I didn't see it against Max Holloway, but even taking into account his new and improved wrestling, I still don't see it. I don't see it, not one bit, guys. Cyril Gahn, actually underrated. Now, I fucking hate this guy. He fingered Tom Aspinall, he double fingered him. That was fucking damn near fisted him at that point. But I have to say that he's underrated. He is the second best heavyweight, without a doubt. Genuinely by miles, he's the second best heavyweight. It's Tom Aspinall. It's Cyril Gahn, and then it's every fucking blob right below him. He's the best heavyweight outside of Tom Aspinall, and people don't treat him as such, People did treat him like a bum because he's lost. But look who he's lost to, bro. Jones. Yes, he lost to Volkov, but he won that fight. All right, so we're not going to count it. Ngannou. Did he lose to Ngannou? I don't even remember. He's lost to some good guys. He will lose to Tom Aspinall. But yeah, man. All right. I'm sorry, brother. Corey Sandhagen, you're overrated. He's really good. He's flashy on the feet. He's very technical with his jiu-jitsu, technical striking, nice mix-ups, but it's just not good enough, And people treat it like him versus O'Malley would be a close fight. I don't really think it would. I think O'Malley, even if O'Malley is like very overrated for me. I think O'Malley would have an easy time against Sandhagen. I don't think Sandhagen gave Merab a hard fight at all, in my opinion, watching that fight back. I think maybe he won 1 round on my scorecard. But yeah, man, Petr Yan dominated him as he should. And yeah, I think he's just a little overrated. Diego Lopez. Watch the video I published about Diego Lopez yesterday, bruh. This guy is genuinely so overrated. He's never touching the belt. He loses to John Silva in a rematch. Swear to God. Loses to Volk if they fucking rematch for the 3rd time. Loses to Evloev again. Loses to Lerone Murphy probably. Loses to Yair if it's the 3rd rounder. Alright, watch that video. I break down why Diego Lopez is overrated. Why he's never touching the belt. Thank you, alright? Movsar Evloev, properly rated. People say he's a Dagestani wrestler. Alright, no. Slightly underrated because he has actually good striking. And he's probably the fastest flyweight. Not flyweight. He's the fastest featherweight outside of Volkanovski right now. And on the feet, I mean, right? He's slightly underrated just because people don't take into account his striking, which is really good. And because he's inactive, he fights like once a year at most. So, give me Movsar Evloev for the slightly underrated, alright? Imavov. Overrated, brother. Imavov is not that good. He's fast. Good striker. I haven't really seen that much of his wrestling. DDP beats him. Hamza beats him. Strickland beats him again. Fucking give me Whitaker to beat him. I don't know. Actually, Whitaker's a little too chinny. Oh, Adesanya was winning that fight until he got eye poked and tried to make an aura moment and shrug it off. That shit pisses me off, man. But yeah, man. Peyton Talbot. Slightly overrated. I'm not forgetting that Raoni Barcelos lost, buddy. You had a good showing against Henry Cejudo, but I still have to see some for you, alright? Let's see some more fights. Let's see you adapt. Adapt, improvise, overcome, whatever. And yeah, let's see it. DDP, at this point, he's underrated, bro. Just that 1 loss to Hamza. Going into that fight, the odds were closer than a lot of people say retrospectively. Like, a lot of people did pick DDP, and for good reason. I think he is really good. I think in a rematch, you would give Hamza a tough test. Beat Strickland twice. Probably the only guy to solve the Strickland puzzle convincingly in the division. Because, yeah, Pereira knocked him out, but, like, that's a knockout. It can happen in any fight. Jared Cannonier won by split decision, low-key robbery. Like, this guy's really the only guy to figure out Strickland in the division. And I appreciate him for that, alright? I love you, DDP. Please come back. Please fight somebody. Jeff Neal. If you guys know me, you know I love Jeff Neal, bro. This guy's underrated. Yes, he got knocked out by fucking Carlos Prates via spinning elbow. But this guy's boxing is so elite, so pretty. He's actually really, really good on the feet. And people just don't treat, they just treat him like he's under welterweight bum, They give him the 38-year-old or 39-year-old Gilbert Burns treatment. He deserves better than that, man. I love this man. Give him the respect, all right? Gregory Rodriguez, Obama. Super overrated. No, overrated. This guy's not good, all right? He has big power. Now he's become more patient, whatever. Wrestling, mid. Cardio, ass. Just like, bro. He's just not good. He's just one of those big, trotty middleweights. Is he middleweight or light heavyweight? I don't even know. He's one of those big, trotty ones. Like, that's all it is at this point. Ian Gary. You're underrated, brother. I think he's underrated because of how much people hate him. Alright? Yes, I've heard some people say Ian Gary's really good. I just fucking hate him. But most people say I fucking hate Ian Gary. He sucks. He's actually good, bro. He lost to Shavkat. It was a very close fight. Shout out Shavkat, by the way. He's not on this filter because he's inactive, but love that, man. Shavkat's definitely underrated. Yeah, man. Ian Gary is underrated just because of how much people hate him. Izzy, underrated. I swear to God, I know he's on a 4-fight loss streak. He's underrated. All of those losses, apart from the Strickland loss, which is like, okay, he just got completely countered. But that happens. Like, Strickland has that effect on people. Apart from the Strickland loss, all of his losses have been low-key excusable and him just making stupid mistakes, which he never does. I think it's like after the Pereira fight, he got it back. Confidence was at all-time high. Lost it all. Like, came crashing down. One of the biggest upsets of all time against Strickland. And then just lost all that confidence at once. And started trying to prove a point. Why are you trying to prove a point? Against DDP. Brawling. Like, pointing down to the canvas. Bro, what are you doing? Against fucking Imavov. Why are you not taking time for an eye poke? You need both of your eyes. You're a striker. Against Pfeiffer. He hurts Pfeiffer a little bit as his second round, and he starts wailing on him, trading punches. You have no power in your hands, bruh. He's underrated. If he hadn't made those stupid mistakes, he would have won those fights. Again, like, these are crazy things for me to say because if my grandma had a wheel, she'd be a bike. But fucking hell, I think he's actually better than he leads on to be at this point in his career, all right? Trust me, guys. All right? JDM got smudged by Makachev. He's underrated. I know he got smudged. Run that shit back. It's not going to happen again, all right? Run that shit back. It's not going to happen again. Yuri, slightly underrated because he's going to beat Carlos Ulberg and a lot of people are not going to give him the credit. Like, the odds are not giving him the credit he deserves. He is slightly underrated. He deserves to be the favorite in the Carlos Ulberg fight. I don't know what the odds are right now, but I can assure you they're going to be close and they shouldn't be. Slightly underrated. Stop playing with this man's name. He's only lost to Pereira, and that's it. He wins all his other fights, finds a way to win every time. The GOAT. Manel Cap, he's actually underrated, guys. I think Manel Cap genuinely has a chance to become a champion in this division. In the stacked flyweight division that has Pantoja, Van, Taira, Horiguchi, Cap, fucking who else? Royval, fucking Loner Kavanaugh. Like, he actually has a real good chance. This guy's probably the fastest flyweight outside of Van, outside of, yeah, man. Probably the fastest flyweight and the most powerful right now because Kai Kara France is out. I think him and Kai Kara are the most powerful flyweights. And having power in that division is crazy because you guys are like feathered, bro. You guys weigh as much as like, I guess, yeah, you guys are flies. Genuinely flies. All right? Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree is very, very overrated. Yes, he has really good striking. Very fast. He gasses out in all his fights, except the Jamal Hill fight. Shout out my blob. And he's just not that good, all right? Grapple with this man, see what happens. Good thing there's no grapplers in the light heavyweight division because he gets smudged immediately. Just, yeah, he's overrated, all right? I like Khalil as a person. Again, this has nothing to do with my personal emotions towards the person. This is just, he's just not that good. And his best thing is striking, and he gets outstruck by strikers, all right? Fucking Yuri beat his ass in the last round because he gassed out. Pereira beat his ass. Just send him, all right? He is good, though. He is good. He's just not as good as people point him out to be. Lerone Murphy was super overrated. I don't know if he's still going to be after the Evloev results, but this guy was never as good, and I'm glad he lost to Evloev. I've been saying ever since that fight got announced, even before that fight got announced, I had match-made these two guys to have that #1 contender fight because it makes sense. Even before that, I was thinking, bro, Movsar is going to beat this guy's ass. And not even like beat his ass. He's going to win because, of course, Movsar is not going to finish nobody. But he's going to win super easily. And I don't know what he was doing on the feet. I think Dana White probably like told him, hey, you're going to strike or else I'm not going to give you a title shot. But if he hadn't struck on the feet for the 2-3 rounds he did, it wouldn't be close, all right? Loner Kavanaugh, same situation as Peyton Talbot. Slightly overrated. Very young. Great win over Brandon Moreno. Very impressive on short notice. But still, let's see some more. See some more action. People are talking crazy on this guy. He has great combos. I love this guy's hands. But, you know, let's wait, all right? Let's see a little bit more. Magomed Ankalaev. Now, I don't fucking like this guy at all. I think he's overrated. He has to be on that Chimaev tier. Because the doggies, the Russian fans, the casuals, they really glaze on Ankalaev just because he's of that like Dagestan blood, you know, that breed. But, bro, striking kind of mid. You went to a draw with Jan Blachowicz. Alright? He fucking got outstruck by Pereira. In the second fight, it didn't last too long. You know, that was an easy-ass knockout for the GOAT. But yeah, man. I just don't think he's that good anywhere, really. And you should be good in that light heavyweight division. Like, how are you not out-wrestling everyone? Don't know, man. I don't know. Mario Bautista. Underrated. Of course, everyone hates this guy for what he did to Aldo. I remember MMA Guru put that bounty out on him. Bro, he's underrated, alright? At this point, he's underrated. He's just good. He's good. He's good and people don't like it, alright? Not Mario Bautista. Fucking... Oh my god, Merab. Sorry, my brain is fried. Merab Dvalishvili. After that loss to Petr Yan, slightly underrated. I think he can come back. I think he can make adjustments. The trilogy, I think, will be a very close fight that Petr Yan will win, unfortunately. Sorry to my my Georgian casuals. But I think he's underrated because people are seeing that horrible performance against Petr Yan and are thinking, man, he fucking sucks. In reality, it's just Petr Yan's night. It was just Petr Yan's night, alright? And lastly, Miles Morales. Spider-Man, no. Michael Morales. This guy is slightly overrated. We haven't seen enough. That Brady fight didn't last anything. Good takedown defense. He's just so fucking long and gangly, like Enderman, like in the division, that it's hard for anyone to grab the legs. But yeah, man, slightly overrated just because people talk crazy, like, give this man the next title shot. Slow down, all right? We've seen him be one top contender and the washed Gilbert Burns, all right? Let's slow down. Maybe winner of JDM protests, maybe loser of the next title shot, he can get a fight. But let's slow down. Let's see how he is. I think he's good, all right? But right now, he's overrated. People are glazing, all right? Thank you guys for watching. Who do you guys think are the most overrated fighters in the UFC? Did I get any of my rankings right, or did I get them all wrong and I'm fucking stupid and should get a job, all right? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go take some throat medicine, bro. I'm screaming too much. Ciao.